broadcast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. Welcome to All Things Rutherford, here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. Now here's your host, Todd and Tracy.
Welcome, Christmas. Bring your cheer. Cheer to all who's far and near. Christmas Day is in our grasp, so long as we have hands to clasp. Christmas Day will always be just as long as we have we. Welcome Christmas while we stand, heart to heart and hand in hand.
All right, y'all ready?
Good Thursday morning.
Good Thursday morning.
Welcome to the show. What is this?
It's the next big thing.
Whatever it is, it better be good.
And
they better entertain me.
I entertain y'all, so entertain me.
Are you ready?
Let's start the show.
Let's get this thing started.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
That's right, live on this Thursday morning. Back in the Blue Room with you this morning. Had a little sickness hit me yesterday. Still, you probably tell, not sounding the greatest, but that's all right. If I cough and you hear it, please just ignore that. Wanted to be here for our final show of before Christmas. As you can see, Tracy's not here with me yet. She came in this work, coming into work this morning, hit a pothole and flattened a tire. So she's currently getting that changed over out at the Exxon out there. So she'll be in just as quick as she can. And we're going to get started with our show this morning. So right now it is currently 28 degrees outside the studios here overlooking beautiful downtown Whitesides Road. We are broadcasting from the Whitesides Tower Complex, the 82nd floor, Building B. That's where you'll find us in the Blue Room, 3 minutes after 7 o'clock. From the doggone department, we've got a missing dog, lost dog. Hold it up to the camera here so y'all can see that lost dog there. Male, 65 pounds. It says, do not chase. If you see him, he's a white, husky-looking dog. He does have a collar thing on his chest. What they call that, a walker or whatever, on his chest there. 65 pounds. If found, don't chase him. Give them a call at 828-980-0988 or epicanimalrecovery.org. It's where you can get the location of that dog. I'm sure the folks would love to have that animal back. He looks like a pretty dog, so you never know. Ellenboro Community Church, Main Street in Ellenboro, will be having a candlelight Christmas service. That'll be tonight at 7 p.m. Luther said 6. I believe it's 7. It might be 6, might be 7. We need to make sure of that. So, yeah, Ellenboro Community Church having a candlelight Christmas service coming up this evening. New Year's Eve singing at the First Broad Church be December the 31st at 6 p.m. featuring the Hamptons and the Golden Valley Crusaders. So that's coming up straight ahead on the 31st. That'll be the night before New Year's Day. It'll be 2024 before you know it. Hard to believe that 2023 is almost over with. It's hard to believe this year has just seemed like it just shot right on by, and here we are in December staring at 2024. Going to have a special show today. Hopefully we're going to extend it a little bit. We're going to do away with some certain things, going to move some things around. But we want to talk with each of our reporters this morning a little bit more than we normally do, and we want to find out their special Christmas memory. When you think of Christmas, what comes to mind? We would love for you to get on the YouTube chat and share with us some of your special Christmas memories, and we can read those out as we go along this morning. Lou Gillum's going to come in a little later on this morning, and she's going to share hers with us, too. Asked me last night, she wanted to share a special Christmas memory with us here, and I told her, absolutely, come right on in here, and we're going to try to get, each of our reporters to just say what their favorite Christmas memory is. And I know a lot of them, you've probably got a million different memories and a lot of ways you could go with that. But when you think Christmas, what's the first thing that pops in your mind? That's what we want to hear about this morning. Don't worry, Tracy will be in as soon as she gets her tire changed. She's out at the Exxon station with a flat tire, hit a pothole on Whiteside Road. Pulled through to get her something to drink and noticed her tire was whooping. You know how it goes, whoop, 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 whoop. You know, it got that sound like that going. And, she had to pull over. Tire was flat. Tried to put air in it. Wouldn't hold air. You know how it goes. How it goes. I had a flat tire a couple of weeks in my Kia. Oh yeah, went in to eat, came out, it was gone. It was flat. So yeah, that's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Anyway, 7 minutes after 7 o'clock, we're going to get started with our morning call-around report, and we'll stop at the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department after you hear this. Chronicles of the Old West, Dakota Livesay.
Henry Plummer knocked around California, Nevada, and Washington until he went to the goldfields of Idaho in 1862. Henry's objective wasn't to work the goldfields, but to work those who worked the goldfields. He was so effective that it was impossible to transport gold anywhere. Finally, the honest citizens rose up and chased Plummer over to Montana, where a new gold strike had just been discovered. In Montana, Plummer organized a gang that was so large they needed a secret handshake and password, which was the Innocents. They had members working for transportation companies who would put a special mark on any vehicle that had gold in it. He got himself elected the sheriff of Bannock and then Virginia. Through intimidating juries, no innocent was ever convicted. On December 23, 1863, a number of prominent citizens decided to form a group called the Montana Vigilantes. In less than a month, they had hanged 30 of the innocents, including their leader, Henry Plummer, who incidentally was hanged from a gallows Henry had constructed for someone else. Within 10 months, the job of the Montana Vigilantes was done as the last innocent was hanged. Unlike most vigilante groups, the Montana Vigilantes warned those they were coming after by putting a note on the person's door that contained the numbers 3, 7, and 77. It supposedly stood for the size of a grave, 3 feet wide, 7 feet deep, and 77 inches long. Incidentally, today, the Montana Highway Patrol's badge bears that same number. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Nine minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning. Going first to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department. With us this morning is Deputy Lytle. Deputy, good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning. Good. You?
Doing good. What do you have for us this morning?
So the Sheriff's Office processed 12 arrests yesterday, 158 in total for incarceration, and they had 140 calls for service. I got 5 arrest reports. Got Candy Nicole Hobday of Dobbinsville Road. She was arrested on a couple failure to appear warrants. You got Ashley Michelle White. She was arrested on a failure to appear warrant. You got Christopher Del Tony of Ellenboro. He was arrested on, it looks like he was arrested on a larceny warrant. You got Joseph Paul Blackman of Paris Road. He was arrested on a warrant for assault on a female. And you got Trevor Jacob O'Connor of Mountain Creek Road. He was arrested for a failure to appear warrant. That's all I have for you this morning.
Deputy Lytle, have you got a minute to share with us a Christmas memory that you that kind of sticks out in your head from your childhood or maybe recent?
Oh, mercy.
Hate to put you on the spot like that.
You did. Honestly, I can't even think of nothing right now. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Deputy Lytle, I hope you have a great day.
I appreciate it.
We won't be back till after Christmas, so hope you have a Merry Christmas.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Deputy Lytle with that report from the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department. Moving over to the 911 Communications Center, and we'll do that after you hear this.
It's a family tradition, caring for your family at a time of sorrow and need. Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services, owned and operated by the Crow family, has been a part of our community for over 65 years. They've been recognized for the highest level of professional service. Crow's pinpoints every service detail to ensure your family has the best service possible. Any questions, call the staff at Crow's 286-2304. They'll be happy to speak with you about pre-funeral needs as well. Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services, 118 College Avenue, Rutherford, or visit them at www.crowmortuary.com.
Coming up on 12 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning, Valdez with us from the Rutherford County 911 Communications Center. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. What do you have for us this morning?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County 911 Communications has processed 330 911 and administrative calls, which consisted of 52 emergency medical services, and as for law enforcement, we have 140 from the Sheriff's Office, 40 from Forest City, 1 from Lake Lore, 29 from Rutherford, and 39 from Spindale. As for fire calls, we have Ellenboro with a structure fire, and Cliffside, Forest City, and Sandy Mush assisted with that. And we have another one in Ellenboro, Landing Zone, SDO with the brush fire, assisted by Forestry, Sandy Mush with the fire alarm, and Ellenboro with 2 motor vehicle crashes. And that's all we got.
Valdez, is there any special Christmas memory you can share with us this morning? Hate to put you on the spot, but, you know.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. You
Is there a special Christmas memory that you would share with us this morning?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble.
That's okay. Have a great day. Thank you. Valdez with that report from the 911 Communications Center, and the 911 Communications Center report and the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department report brought to you by the fine folks over at Jay's Discount Grocery.
With gas and utility prices skyrocketing, you need to save money wherever you can. Jay's Discount Grocery can help you do just that. Jay's Grocery has a fresh meat market and a produce aisle like no other. Jay's carries all household needs, including dog and cat food, cups, paper plates, drinks, famous brand names arriving daily at a fraction of the cost. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. Find out for yourself. Jay's is open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 7, Friday and Saturday, 8 to 8, closed on Sundays. Jay's Discount Grocery, 671 Oak Street in Forest City. Shop Jay's and walk out with a pocket full of savings.
14 minutes after 7 o'clock, Tracy, arriving in the Blue Room. We work at 7 o'clock here.
Yes, I know.
I'm just saying.
I have been on the side of the road with a flat tire. Well, actually, not on the side of the road at the Exxon out here. Whew, okay. This nice, wonderful gentleman, Josh, helped me, and I appreciate him so much. Wonderful person.
Well, Josh, guess what, brother? We're going to give you a special
Thank
good
you.
morning.
Good 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 morning.
So there you go, Josh. Thanks so much for the help. Come by and I'll give you a plastic peanut. So I got those floating around here somewhere.
He actually works in Marion.
Very good. Very
yes.
good. Creighton Loveless with us from the SDO Fire District. Creighton, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm feeling wonderful this morning.
I think the sickness bug is set up encampment on a hill overlooking us and slowly taking pot shots at us as we go through the week.
We're just going to have to flank him out and do a Stonewall Jackson.
We need to get our best Stonewall Jackson going and see if we can't flank him off that hill and get him gone. Chad Medford checking in with us on the YouTube says, good morning and Merry Christmas, Todd, Tracy, and Lou. Good morning to you as well, sir.
Good morning.
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 Well, Creighton, tell us what's going on over in STO.
Well, guys, believe it or not, today is the 355th day of the year. That means there are only 10 days left in this year. And today is the winter solstice. Today is the first day of winter. It officially kicks off at 10:27 p.m. So all of us fall lovers out there enjoy the last remnants of fall right before winter officially kicks in. Down at SDO, Chief Bailey said that they responded to 2 medical calls first thing yesterday morning, a structure fire, a wreck, another brush fire, and then finally another medical call last night. So they've been rather busy down at SDO, so we appreciate the fine service of men and women that serve our proud community. Birthdays and anniversaries, we have none to report. Only event I have on the calendar is our Christmas Day service at 11 o'clock at Danieltown Baptist Church. If you have birthdays, anniversaries, or events, guys, please email them to me at sdoevent@gmail.com. Looks like today it's going to be partly to mostly cloudy with a high of 58. Tonight, mainly cloudy with a low of 34. Not as cold as it got last night inside of the fire district. Sunrise will be at 7:32, and then sunset tonight is at 5:18. The moon is in the waxing gibbous phase, and the signs today are in the neck, which is a very fertile sign, and the moon is in the light phase.
And, of course, I remember my first Christmas I got to spend with the fine folks over at Danieltown Baptist Church. Had a ball. We absolutely had so much fun over there with the gift stealing game, Dirty Santa, I guess it's called. Oh, we had a ball. People were stealing weird, like a blanket.
Yep,
it's amazing. It's amazing how much the Dirty Santa game. First one I played at Danieltown, when I was an official member of their congregation, a blanket was probably the most stolen item. A blanket, weird.
That's right.
It was toilet paper.
That's
a
right,
big roll of toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Yeah.
That must have been 2020.
It must have been. It had to have been.
Creighton, this will be our last show till Christmas. We'll be back on the 27th. So if you'd like to share a special Christmas memory with us, by all means, feel free to.
Well, I guess probably growing up, if any child loved Santa Claus, it was me. I mean, my parents went all out. Daddy went outside and did the jingle bells outside of the window. Mama put on lipstick and kissed me on the forehead. One year I asked for Santa's hat, and they left me the poor man's hat, and we would watch Channel 7 to see Jack Roper talk about Santa Claus coming around, and I would leave cookies and milk, and which would be ate and drank, and sometimes I even left carrots for the reindeer. And
that's dedication right there.
Oh yes, yes. And of course, my parents always kept front and foremost in our home that the Christmas season was about the birth of Jesus. And so if there was ever any understanding about the meaning of Christmas, I always knew it was about Jesus. But I guess around the Loveless household, the Christmas that stands out the most would be 2007. Although I love all the memories of my childhood, my parents spoiled me rotten. It was just a blessing to be an only child of Tommy and Susan Loveless. But my mother, whenever Christmas rolled around, she just lived, for Christmas. This was her season. And she really decorated and made the home into that Christmas festive atmosphere. And so when I got into high school down at Chase around 1996, I entered the woodshop class taught by Mr. Richard Beard. And so I started learning how to woodwork and things like that. And Mama always started telling me, she said, "Son, I want you to build me a shadow box so I can put all your baby stuff in it." Because when I was born, I was 2 pounds and 2 ounces and premature,
wow.
2.5 months. Mama got to hold me January 16, 1982, which was a month and a day after I was born. And so anyway, I told Mama, yes, I'll build you a shadow box. I'll get to it. And so finally I graduated in 2000, and she said, I still want my shadow box. And so then in 2007, around November, I started feeling an urgency to build that shadow box. And so I did. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you can scroll back and you can see the picture. My first wife, Heather, she was able to capture that moment when I presented Mama her shadow box. Well, little did I know, in January 2008, Mama would die of a massive heart attack. And so I thank God that I was able to make that simple little shadow box for her to enjoy, even if but for a brief moment. But the joy that was on her face when I presented her that shadow box, it will live with me forever. And truly, in the book of Acts, when Jesus says, it is more blessed to give than to receive, that brings out the true spirit of this season, when we find that God gave us the greatest gift that was ever wrapped, when Mary wrapped her firstborn son in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, the greatest gift ever given. And so I just want to thank my daddy, Tommy. I hope you're listening. Daddy, thank you for all the memories. I still remember when I got my muzzleloader. That was a special Christmas, and we just want to thank God for my mother, Susan Lovelace, and Daddy for making Christmas special around the Lovelace home.
I tell you what, you want to make Tommy Lovelace happy, you give him a big old racy cup. He's your buddy. Done.
That's it.
I gave him. I found one. I think I found one that was. I think I found two that was half pounds. So I gave him a whole pound of Reese cup, and he told me it'd probably take him to July to eat it all, but it's all right.
He was being modest there. I'm sure he ate it in about 2 days.
Probably. All right, Creighton, we appreciate it. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Y'all have a blessed one.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you.
Creighton Lovelace with that report from the SDO Fire District. Sly checking in with us on the YouTube this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kevin Pleasant also checking in. He said, I enjoyed watching Santa talk to the kids on TV. You remember that?
Yeah.
Tuning in and all the kids. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I do remember that.
It was on one of the local stations. It
yep,
absolutely
sure
was.
did. That was a long time ago.
Saturday morning, I think, right after cartoons.
Yep.
It was called, I don't know why I remember this, A Visit with Santa.
Oh, yes. Now that you said that, it
I
does
know why I
jog a memory.
That.
Yeah.
A Visit with Santa. I remember that. Absolutely, Kevin. By the way, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Got to move up to Chris Melton up in the Chimney Rock Fire District after this.
Cheryl, have you been to the Homeworks Design Center inside Henson Building Materials in Forest City?
Oh, yes. Shana, David, and William are incredible at designing kitchen and bath cabinetry for my new she shed.
Your what?
And they have a full line of windows and doors on display in their 5,000 square foot showroom. And they'll install any ones you pick out for me.
Oh, you're too good to me.
I know. With selling and installing, it's basically one-stop shopping.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
24 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning. Chris Melton with us from the Chimney Rock Fire District. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Doing wonderful. Hope you are.
Doing great.
What's going on up that way, Chris?
Actually, not a whole lot. No calls to report for any of the 4 departments up this way, so I'm happy to report that. Just don't forget to come by and see our little village and town of Lake Lord, how it's decorated for Christmas and the hard work they put in for it, and come by the smokehouse and Chimney Rock and see how crazy decorated it is, in and outside. That's all I've got.
All right, Chris, is there a special memory of Christmas that you would share with us this morning?
I've thought about a lot of them, and it just boils back down to family and just raising a good Christian home, and how Christmas always evolved around Christ, and just those special memories there, having good Christian family members to make sure and keep you on track. And I remember coming home one night and just something magical in the air on Christmas Eve, and just praising God for how awesome He is to us.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's fun.
That is so true. And He sure was to me just this morning, because it's amazing how He puts people just when you need them, I mean, good people right where you need them.
Oh, yeah. We're blessed.
Yeah, we are. Beyond measure.
Oh, yeah.
More than we deserve. Absolutely.
And we don't even notice it sometimes.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I mean, I've got a lot of good, funny stories, but when I boiled down to it, that's really, honestly, what.
And there was just something about
I want to share.
Just something about the anticipation, the work up, and then actually getting to, let's say, Grandma's house with all the family there. Like Chris said, there's just something in the air different. About Christmas. Yeah.
And my grandma was a saint, so I was very blessed.
And it does seem like people are kinder around this time of year.
Seems like it.
I mean, it does. I mean,
Why couldn't every day be Christmas?
I know.
There's
that's
a song
true.
about
There is
that.
a song that says that.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you, man. Hope you have a great Christmas, and we will talk to you again next week.
Merry Christmas to y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you. Be safe.
Chris Mount with that report from the Chimney Rock Fire District. We're going to check in over at Equestrian Center one more time. Steve is going to take a little step aside coming up because there's really not going to be a lot going on. We talked about this the other day. I actually forgot to share it with Tracy. Not a lot going to be going on until spring. So
really?
Steve's going to, he
kind of go on, what do you call it? A hiatus. A hiatus.
Yeah, Steve's going to find him something else to do at 7.
He's going to hibernate until spring.
in the morning. So we hope Steve can find something better to do at 7:30 in the morning than talk with us.
Well, I'm sure he probably can't.
Steve, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I took a turn on that one, didn't I?
There you go. Thanks. I appreciate that. Happy winter. Today's the first day of winter.
Oh.
And at 10:27 tonight's official moment in time when I guess we're the furthest away from the sun, our hemisphere. So anyway, here's your fact for the day. So first day of winter, we've been complaining about the cold weather. Well, here it is. So
that's right.
About not having the cold weather. So we're in the middle. We're going to be in the middle of winter here shortly. So the start of it's today. So
I guess y'all are just going to be wrapping everything up with the Christmas light show and the Winter Fest up there coming up.
Now,
yes, sir.
When is the lights? When can you drive through? What is the last day of that?
The first of the year, actually.
Okay.
We get to the first of the year. So,
okay.
But the Winter Fest is basically the other stuff, not including the ice skating. The ice skating goes the first of the year too. But just the Winter Fest activities with the Grinch and of course Santa Claus.
Okay.
You don't need to be here no more after Christmas, and all the elves and all the bands and all that won't be performing. But we got 3 more nights of it though, so you can we're still in full mode. I guess you'd call it the grand finale. I've been doing that. We open till 9 p.m. every night. And the weather's going to be better. The last 2 nights are colder, and tonight it's going to be low 30s to middle 30s as opposed to 20s the last couple nights. And we got Champagne Charlie performing tonight, so if your budget is even below beer, you can park it before 4 p.m. and come in, and I think they start performing about 5. Free parking, come in and watch the show, and then just support our cause by purchasing some hot chocolate or some coffee or whatever you want to do, or maybe get the kiddies into the Grinch Village and the bounce houses and go see Santa Claus. So
that's right.
A lot going on.
Well, Steve, share with us a special Christmas memory, if you would.
Okay, share a special Christmas memory.
Yep.
From my past, when I was maybe 13. No, it has to be maybe 8 or 10. I remember my parents bringing the bicycle down that I thought Santa Claus was going to bring.
Yeah.
So I had one eye open, and I saw them bring in the bicycle, and right there, then I knew that there was it was going to be different.
Yeah.
From then on. So that changed things, but that's a memory for me. But it's a warming memory because your parents really go a long ways into making Christmas special for you.
Oh, absolutely.
And absolutely. The family thing. Yeah, so that memory stays with me.
Couldn't be a Santa Claus without the help of all the parents around the world. That's for sure.
That's absolutely. He needs a lot of help. Yeah.
That's right.
So.
Well, Steve, we appreciate it. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you next time.
Okay, we'll talk to you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I remember one of the one of the times I was determined I was going to stay up and see Santa Claus. So we're at my bedroom. It was down the hall. You go through the door, and there was my bed. So I could see all the way down the hall. All right. 2 doors down into the living room. Well, there was a door opposite there that went to the outside. Well, there was a street light out there that cast a shadow. The light came through that little window in that door into the hallway, and I could see a shadow.
Yeah.
So it was Christmas Eve. I got to bed super early. I woke up. It was probably, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I was like, yeah, here we go. I'm going to catch him. So I get up. Lights are on in the living room. So I rustle out of bed, and all of a sudden the lights in the living room go off. But the street light outside is still casting a shadow. And I see a shadow of a person moving. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I was like, nope, I'm not going to ruin it. I went and got back in bed. Because I didn't know, he could take my gifts back. So
I remember.
I didn't actually convince myself to go see Santa Claus.
I remember when me and Scott, my brother, he was 4 years older. Well, he still is. He's 4 years older, 4 years younger than me. Yeah. Every year we would always, well, not every year, but I mean, it stopped at some point.
Yeah.
But I was like 8 and he was 4. I'd dress up like Santa Claus and made him dress up like Rudolph. I'd go out and get sticks and have to make him antlers. I think my mama's got a picture somewhere of it. I was standing there. I think I took I'm not sure how I made the white beard. Maybe it was, I don't know
Cotton
what it was.
balls,
Pair of pants or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Hold a towel up to your face.
A white shirt or something. I don't remember, but it was funny.
All right, we're going to continue our call around report this morning. Yeah, we're still having a call around report. Going over to DeVern Upton.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
7:33 on this Thursday morning. DeVern Upton with us from the Ballstick Fire District. DeVern, good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm getting back in the. I wasn't going to miss today's show. I determined I was going to will myself better. I may go home and crash after this, but it is what it is. DeVern, what do you got for us this morning?
Well, here in Boston, we have a temperature of 27 degrees, very cold. Fire department had no calls for, but remember our firemen is they have to go out all times of the night, cold. Just remember them. And don't forget to go by Pops over in Forest City and get your picture made under the ball. And stop in at the drop-in here on Boston Sunshine Highway and get you some of that good country ham or order you a pizza. And then come on down to Whistle Stop Bakery and put your order in for bakery items. And don't forget to check on the elderly or your neighbor since it's so cold. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
DeVern, tell us about a special Christmas memory, if you will.
A special Christmas memory. I remember one Christmas I got a record player, and I was so tickled.
A record player?
Yeah, it was pushed up under my mama's bed, and I punched a hole in it where I could see what it was.
Oh! There you go.
I remember those record players. I remember my first little plastic record player. It was blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine was orange and white.
Remember the ones that came in the little self-contained box?
Yeah,
and
that
you
was
flipped
it.
Up and plugged it in?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one she's talking about, ain't it?
That's the ones I'm talking about.
That's it. I remember them well.
I think I've still got one of those at home.
I wish I still had my old. I wish I still had all the stuff.
I had mine.
Oh.
If I had all the stuff I'd got back then, and we were poor back then, but we'd have been rich today.
We sure would have, because it would have been worth money.
That's exactly right.
All those Barbies I gave away, Lord.
Oh,
if I had all those Barbies back.
I think of all the Star Wars toys that I destroyed.
That you destroyed.
I bet Todd did destroy stuff.
I bet he did. I bet he was a little hellion.
Probably.
Were you a little hellion, Todd?
Probably.
He was the baby, so you know how that goes. The babies.
By the time Mom and Daddy got to me,
baby.
they were tired. They were just like, yeah, whatever.
Do whatever you want, son. That's what they do with the babies.
Deverne, we appreciate it. Hope you have a great Christmas.
Okay, y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks,
You too,
Deverne.
Deverne. Have a good one.
Deverne,
Bye-bye.
Deverne Upton with that report from the Ballstick Fire Dish. We're going to check in with Robbie Samuel after this.
Looking for a great breakfast deal? Well, how about 2 bacon and egg biscuits or 2 sausage and egg biscuits for only $5.99? That's what you'll get at the drop-in food stores. Yep, you can mix and match and get one of each. Such a delicious December special. And here's something's perfect for that December crunch time, supper time. 8-piece chicken special, 2 breasts, 2 legs, 2 thighs, and 2 wings, plus 12 potato wedges, a 16-ounce slaw, and 4 rolls for only $19.99.
Wait, Lou, one more special.
How about 9 chicken strips, 12 potato wedges, 4 dipping sauces, and 4 rolls again, only $19.99. Now, when was the last time you were able to feed a family of 4 for under $20? Super December specials only at your local drop-in. So come on.
Drop in.
37 minutes after 7 o'clock or 23 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Kenyon sent me a little, you know what a meme is?
Yes.
You know what a meme is. Kenyon sent me a little meme the other day.
Oh.
And it was funny. I'll show it to you right quick. Let me find it.
I wish these people on the radio could see it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a picture of a cat in amazement.
Oh.
And it says, me watching my dad magically loosen the bolt I swore wouldn't come loose. And he has done that. So he'll be in there. I mean, he'll, and I reach over and I go, Pop. He'll be like, oh, how do you do that?
He just loosened it for you.
Yeah. I actually grabbed a Craftsman wrench one day, a ratchet, a Craftsman ratchet, and the bolt wouldn't budge. And I said, here it goes. And I let off of it, and Kane said, you bent the ratchet. And I was like, oh, I actually had so much torque on it, I was bending the ratchet. He carried that around with him for a month. He's like, oh, look what my daddy did.
My daddy's the Hulk.
My daddy's the Hulk. Look what he did. Robbie Samuel with us from Mount Vernon. Robbie, good morning, sir.
Well, good morning. How are y'all this morning?
Oh, I hope you're doing okay this morning.
Yeah, doing pretty good. I hope you are.
Eat it.
Oh, we're doing good. Hope you are.
Todd said, you're coughing all over me.
I'm trying to cough.
He's trying his best to make me sick.
Aim away from Tracy.
Well,
I took a COVID test yesterday. I didn't have COVID, so.
COVID.
Good to hear you back on radio, but like I said, you toughed out the cold to get back to work, so that was something else. I'm glad you're feeling a little better, so hopefully you'll shake all that off soon.
Yep, I believe so. Johnny Prescott checking in on the YouTube says, good morning. Hope y'all two have a Merry Christmas. Johnny, you do as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, Robbie, what you got for us this morning?
Well, a lot of stuff's winding down now. Everybody's waiting on the big man to get here next Monday. But with the fire department, we did assist SDO with that structure fire yesterday morning. Had a few medical calls throughout the day, and Hudlow had a few medical calls. And also the town offices, just reminding everybody, Rutherford will be closed. The town hall will be closed, and Public Works will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. And I believe, if I remember right, Public Works is going to start picking up trash on Wednesday. So the ones it's going to kind of just go down. If your trash is normally on Monday, it'll be picked up on Wednesday next week. So
started to ask you how you close a whole town.
Well, it'd be kind of nice. If we was Mayberry, we would, but we're not, right?
Yeah.
We could pretend like we are and just say, okay, we're closed. But
if we could just get everybody to agree with us, it'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Most people probably will be closed. Really?
Yeah,
yes.
probably.
So it really will kind of be locked down, won't it?
Yeah.
Except for the fire department, and y'all run all the time, don't you?
Yep. Us and the police department.
Yep.
If we could, like I said, if we could just get everybody to agree, just live in peace for just a few days would be all right.
That's right. And quit speeding, and quit having wrecks, and quit sitting. Well,
quit rabble rousing. How long has it been since you heard that? Rabble rousing.
I ain't never heard that.
That's an old term.
Sure is. You're old. You're old, Todd.
You're older than me.
Shh, I don't think so. But you have older words.
You may not think so, but I know so.
Now, Todd, we was just sitting here talking about peace, and you stirring up a war.
Exactly.
Calm down.
Ain't that the truth? Thank you, Robbie.
Here you go, done starting something.
I know it. They get it.
Oh.
But yeah, other than that, with the town, that's about the way it's going to be. So, and they're going to have some dumpsters. If you have some extra trash that won't be able to wait till obviously the trucks come through, they're going to have the dumpster set up at Public Works or Town Hall. I know they've been at Town Hall in the past, and I think last year they did Public Works, but I can't remember. I'm just going to be honest with you. It was a short year, but I still forgot. My memory's short, too. So.
No, you've slept. You, like me, slept since then. So.
My memory's slipping so bad. Todd asked me the other day, he said, can you think of a Christmas story, little Christmas tale? And I thought, oh, my gosh.
Well, you'd have thought how to ask her how to solve a Pythagorean theorem or something.
I believe I could have answered that one better.
You'd have thought I'd have handed her.
Not that I don't have good Christmas memories. It's not that.
You'd have thought,
right?
You'd have thought I handed her Japanese VCR instructions.
It's just hard to pick out just one sometimes.
It is. The only thing I could think of was the time that I made poor old Scott had went outside and cut little limbs or twigs or whatever and put on his little head.
Made him some antlers.
Yeah, made him some antlers.
And then she broke it down perfect. And she said, there was Scott standing there with them sticks in his head. Okay.
I wouldn't let him be Santa Claus. I made him be Rudolph.
Robbie, tell us about a memory that comes back in your mind.
Well, of course, like you said, there's so many memories you could come up with, and there's some that's sweet and special, and there's some that makes you sad and glad. But probably one of the ones that just sticks out at the top of my head was the year that Santa Claus brung me a wagon and a bicycle that year.
Aww.
That was probably, felt like that was the biggest Christmas I ever had, because that was odd to get two big gifts, because to me, a wagon and a bicycle was very big gifts. And,
yeah.
Yeah, that would have been an either or to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that was kind of like
wait a minute.
Where I was at.
Once again, we're talking to the baby here.
Well, yeah.
Baby of the family.
This is true.
It all goes back to the babies.
Yeah. Well, that's true, too. And,
I'm just playing.
And Pa, Mama, I was always her baby. Daddy just didn't want to admit it sometimes, but he knew I was still the baby. But
that's right.
That was probably, honestly, one of the biggest Christmas as far as gifts from Santa Claus, because it was like you said, you had either or, you had to pick one of the two. But I took my chance when I wrote that letter to Santa, and I said I'd like to have both of them. But either way, I got both of them that year. So that was probably one that sticks out of mind. But like I said, there's so many memories that you could come up with.
Yeah.
From good to bad to sad. But
yeah,
it's a good time of year for everybody to be happy and peaceful, as we was talking about earlier. Hopefully everybody will have a good Christmas, and I hope y'all do.
Well, we hope you do as well.
We'll talk to you next week.
Hey, that sounds like a plan. Talk to you then.
See you, Robbie.
All right. Take care. Have a good day.
Robbie Samuel with that report from the Mount Vernon Fire District. Going to move over to the Cherry Mountains, Sunshine Cherry Mountain Fire District, and Sue Price.
Sis Ford, located on Oak Street in Forest City, is now Legendary Ford. Still locally owned and still offering the same local hometown service as always. The new family at Legendary Ford is working hard to prove to you that they want your business. So stop by today and see the large selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks on the lot, and let the guys at Legendary Ford help you choose the perfect vehicle that best fits you and your family. Visit them at 565 Oak Street in Forest City, or visit the website at www.legendaryford.com, or call them at 245-1626.
Yeah, he's still
Going
got
to
all
the
that
Sunshine Cherry Mountain Fire District, Sue Price with us this morning. Sue, good morning.
Good morning. It's a nice frosty morning over here.
Yes, it is.
On this first day of winter, is that what I heard him say?
It is, yep.
Yeah.
First day of winter.
Been winter for a while, yeah, already, hasn't it?
It seems like it.
But
Sue,
anyway.
what do you got for us this morning, Sue?
Well, let's see. Today on the church calendar, I got John Cook, He's also on my personal calendar. Fairview has an anniversary for Tony and Margie Spake and a birthday for Walt Thomas. On the 22nd, Fairview has birthdays for Pansy Self and Carol Van Dyke. And on the 23rd, Fairview has Brianne Chapman. Then on the 24th, on the Duckins Creek calendar, and my personal calendar, I got Mark Randall. On the 25th, the only one I have is on my personal calendar for Chris Loveless. If he'll have a good day. And so far, that's the only birthdays and anniversaries I have till we come back again.
So have you got a special Christmas memory you'd like to share with us this morning?
Well, the only memory I have, really, from my childhood that I really remember was, I guess I must have been 4 or 5 years old, but Santa Claus brought me a little cradle with a baby doll in it.
Oh.
And it had a beautiful blanket on it.
Oh.
My grandma Burke had come to stay the night with us and was there, and I later found out that she had made that blanket.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I kept it for years and years. It was so special. But the other memories I have, a lot of memories of church. So I used to direct the Christmas programs. That was a lot of fun and a blessing to do that.
Well, that's a chore to do that with a bunch of kids.
You never know what they're going to do.
You don't ever know.
Practice with them for weeks, but you never know what. I remember one year, one of the shepherds, he got bored standing up there. He looked around and he saw the piano, flat service. Took a running go and slid on his stomach across that piano. That was such fun. He tried it again. His mother was sitting on the front row. She was horrified. Everybody else was there with a big laugh out of it. Then one year, one of the shepherds thought, well, now that is not a real baby in there. I know it's not. He took his little cane or give it a little punch. Mary was trying to get him back, and he kept prodding the baby.
It ain't Christmas until Mary and the shepherd start hooking over the baby.
And it was a lot of fun. I always enjoyed it.
That is
working
cute.
with them.
Well, Sue, we appreciate it. Hope you have a great Christmas, you and Richard, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, y'all have a good Christmas.
Thanks.
You too. Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Sue Price, that report from the Sunshine Cherry Mountain Fire.
Yeah, you kids always
shepherd
makes things so funny.
touching the little.
Yeah.
Is that a real baby?
Is that a real baby?
We're going up to Tina White. She can holler next.
Wayne's Lunchbox can satisfy the pickiest of eaters at lunch or dinner or supper, whatever you want to call it. You can enjoy salads, sandwiches, a limited meat and veggie menu at lunchtime, and then for supper, your choice of a meat and vegetables. Call on Wayne's for any catering event that you may have, offering catering service, so stop by 391 East Main Street in Spindale. Call 828-395-2225. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 until 2. For supper, 3 until 7.
Tina White from the Shingle Hollow Fire District. Tina, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful morning.
Yes, it
Did
is.
y'all see the sunrise?
No, we did not.
Oh,
The
no.
dawn was wonderful. You were on the side of the road. You should have seen it, Tracy.
I know, but I would. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
she
I
was
should
paying
have.
attention to that tire.
Well, I'm just glad you got your tire fixed. It's too cold to be on the side of the road
It
this morning.
it certainly was. It certainly was. But yeah, that was. You thank God for the good people that still are around.
Yeah, there's still good people
Oh
around.
yeah, they sure are.
Well, it is 31 degrees in Shingle Hollow, and we have the fire department was all quiet the past 24 hours. We have a birthday today for Kevin Lovelace. So happy birthday, Kevin. And then on the 24th, we have Marissa Williams. And talk about good people. Shingle Hollow, I have the best neighbors. They've all put. I told Nevaeh they've all put Christmas lights up for her, but I think they've done it for me really because I love Christmas lights. I still got to go out to Todd's, but one of my neighbors brought cookies over yesterday, homemade cookies. Now isn't that something? They were so good.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I I don't have anything except Pilgrim Way is having their Christmas Eve, excuse me, let me back up. Their Christmas program on Christmas Eve at 7 p.m., and they invite everybody to come out and watch that and enjoy the Christmas Eve service. And that's all that's going on up here.
Tina, tell us about a special Christmas memory, if you would.
Well, just there's so many, it's hard to choose, but I will share a couple with you, and I'll try to be quick because I know we're running out of time. But as a little kid, Mom always made Christmas very special. It didn't matter it wasn't about materialistic and money. It was about great times. And I was a Barbie fanatic, and so this Christmas, I don't even remember what age I was. My brothers got the Hot Wheels race car, and they were so at the racetrack with cars, and they were so happy. And I got a peaches and cream Barbie doll, and I thought she was the most beautiful Barbie ever, and I still have her.
Oh.
But this same year, my dad built things. He would build little chairs. He would build jewelry boxes. And Mama had been saying she wanted an onion box, something to put her onions in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I mean, in the kitchen. So he built her a little onion box and put onions in it and had put it under the tree. But in the bottom of that, he had put a jewelry box with a ring, a little, a box with a ring in it. And I remember her pulling those onions out, and we were just snickering as kids, just laughing. Mama got onions for Christmas, and she was acting like she really enjoyed it. And Daddy said, well, look on underneath those onions. And she was so happy. That was one of those times.
Oh, how sweet.
But could you imagine getting onions for Christmas?
Sounds like something my daddy would pull.
Yes, and we all laughed and had a wonderful Christmas.
Just think how good those onions. Think how good those onions will be when you fry them up, though. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Onions and potatoes.
I like fried onions.
Oh, I do too.
Well, Tina, we appreciate you. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Have a wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
Stay safe.
You too. Bye-bye.
Tina White with that report from the Shingle Hollow Fire District. Going to move over to Brenda Kelly, Union Mills, next.
On Millionaire's Cove.
Don, I won $1 million playing the $10 million spectacular scratch-off. And there's someone else.
Well, I won the $10 million top prize.
I don't know what I saw in your long-lost brother.
I have a brother?
New $10 million spectacular from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Instant millions change everything. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 3.11. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Coming up on 5 minutes before 8 o'clock, Brenda Kelly with us from Union Mills Fire District. Brenda, good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this cold winter morning, the first day of winter?
Doing good.
Doing
so
good.
Well, that's good, yeah.
Brenda, what you got for us this morning?
Well, let's see. I've got 22 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays today. Let's see. We're not going to be back on to when? The 28th after
the
27th. Yeah.
27th?
Wednesday the 27th.
Okay. Then I don't have any birthdays till Sunday, the 24th, and that's my baby girl, Joy Johnson's birthday. And other than that, I don't have any birthdays. But in ways of announcements, Christmas Eve candlelight service, 7 p.m., Far City Church of the Nazarene, and we'll have light refreshments after that. Then join us for a Christmas blessing, warm free meals for warm hearts, December the 23rd, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., This will be at 257 East Main Street, Spindale. 100 free plates, first come, first served, sponsored by Right Now Works. And so far, that's all I got going on.
Brenda's tell us about a special Christmas memory that you may have.
Well, I don't have a special Christmas memory when I was little, but in 1961, that was when I first met Donald.
Uh-huh.
And it was Christmas, and it was the last dance at the Union Mills Clubhouse. And I had got him a white shirt for Christmas because I had talked to his mom, and she said that's what he needed.
Yeah.
And so we went outside to exchange gifts, and he got me this pretty little gold costume jewelry bracelet. And I gave him the white shirt, and he took off his shirt right there and put that one on. He got sick after that. and he got sick after that. It was cold. It was so cold. But I still have that little bracelet. And yeah, I've kept it all these years. And then when we got married, and I can't remember if it was the first or second year we'd been married, we was going shopping in Ruffin when you could go downtown Ruffin. You had all the stores. You didn't have to go to Far City or wherever. And B.C. Moore's, I don't know if y'all remember that.
I do. I remember Moore's.
And he said, what do you want for Christmas? We went in Hills Hardware and got the children some stuff. And I said, well, I don't know. And we was walking, I said, right there in that window on the mannequin was, and my favorite colors are red and blue. And that mannequin had on a pretty red long nightgown and a pretty red, real soft robe and little red satin bedroom shoes. I said, I'd like to have that. Well, I knew I wasn't going to get it because just the robe was $40.
Yeah.
And so when I got up Christmas morning, we exchanged gifts. Guess what I had? I had all that under the tree.
There you go.
I was so happy. I was the happiest person in the world at Christmas.
Thus started all the little Kellys coming along the way then.
Yeah. Well, we never had but one.
Oh.
And that was big. See, I didn't marry Donald when he first asked me to. It was 11 years later that we got married.
Oh. Wow.
So I already had 3 children when I married him, but he raised them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep,
Okay.
That's right. So the only one we had was Big David.
Oh, okay.
But that was and I've still got that nightgown packed back in my closet.
Oh.
Well, I remember Donald well. He was seemed like a fine man.
Yeah.
Oh, Donald was something else. He was the love of my life. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
He made every day special for
Well,
me.
it takes a special man to marry a lady with children and take them in as his own, you know?
Yeah. And they were all little.
Yeah.
Joy had just turned 2 on Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow.
So they were 2, 4, and 6.
Oh, my goodness. He was daddy to them.
If y'all listen to the show for any amount of time, sometimes Brenda would be sick or something, and Donald would fill in for her.
Yeah,
And
Donald was good to fill in.
Always had a deep voice. And
Yeah.
as Brenda would say, it's 23 degrees on the front porch.
I remember him.
Donald was a good man.
And Big David's got that deep voice, and little David has too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Well, Brenda,
but anyway, we want everybody to have a wonderful Christmas. Be safe. Merry Christmas to all of you, and remember, Christmas begins with Christ.
That's right.
It sure does, Brenda.
Thanks, Brenda. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Brenda Kelly with that report from the Union Mills Fire District. Going to move in to Ellenboro. Check in with Luther Gillikin next.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Luther Gillikin with us this morning. Luther, good morning. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better this morning, Luther.
Good.
What you got going on this morning, Luther?
Not a whole lot happened this morning. It all happened yesterday. See, yesterday, the fire department had 2 medical calls, 2 accidents, and 2 fires. But they're quiet this morning. They just sit around drinking coffee and enjoying the day. So you two have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Luther Gillikin with that report from the Ellenboro Fire District. Let's see if we can get Miss Gillum to ease in here and talk with us this morning. Paging Lou. Paging Lou to the blue room. Lou to the blue. Lou Gillum this morning. Good morning, Lou.
Good morning,
How
Todd.
in the world are you?
I'm good. You?
Thank you so much for covering yesterday on such short notice.
You're welcome.
I went home with the bed.
Yeah.
I came home I got off at 4:30. By 5 o'clock, I was asleep.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what you needed.
I was out.
It makes you well.
Lou wanted to share a special Christmas memory with us this morning, so Lou, go right ahead.
Okay, my Christmas memory, I guess I was about 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And on Christmas Eve, we always went to Grandmother Gillum's house. Christmas Day, we went to Mama Spross's house.
I remember her.
You remember her. You remember Grandmother
I remember
Gillum.
you and your grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Run the gun store.
Mm-hmm. Well, Daddy did. Daddy was,
yeah, that's right.
And Christmas Day was always at Mama and Papa Spross's house. Well, that one particular Christmas Eve, I was about 5 years old. My brother was about 3. And the doorbell rang. And we were never really allowed to answer the door unless Daddy said, go ahead and answer the door.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the door. I thought I was important because I got to answer the front door.
All right.
And when I got to the door, opened the door, there's Santa Claus. And Daddy had paid one of Santa's helpers to come to the house to see us on Christmas Eve as he was on his way back to the North Pole to see Santa Claus.
There you go. A lot of people don't know this, but my mom actually used to work at Gillum's Florist.
Oh.
And years ago, when it tragically caught fire and burnt down, my mom was actually there that day.
Wow.
That was a trip.
Yeah, I bet it was.
According to Jamie Guillermo, that was one of the hottest fires he has ever been to.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Absolutely. I can remember going in there and to the front part, and you kind of stepped down to where all the workers in the back were, and my mom had a table that was just kind of right down the steps there. And we'd run around in there, and the gun shop was over kind of
on the front porch.
Yeah, it was over to kind of to the side there. Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah,
I don't remember those days.
I was just a wee little fella.
I always loved it whenever they expanded the warehouses because me and my brother got to go out there and ride our tricycles on the concrete.
That's right. That's right. Tracy, you've shared anything else you'd like to share with us this morning?
One thing I remember. I remember one year, my daddy, he's like Tina's dad. He always liked to make things, and I remember one year, and I didn't know this until many years later when Mama was talking about it. But that one particular year, they had like a little hard time at Christmas, that on money, low on money or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And Daddy had actually made me a little baby bed for my dolls. And I didn't know that. I mean, I'd always seen that thing set around, for years. Of course, when he gave it for Christmas, but that one year. But I didn't know that little story about that until years later. Yeah, that Mama had said he had made that because they were kind of running low on money that Christmas. Seemed like that's when times were kind of tough.
I remember
at a certain time or whatever.
First year my son was born, 2004. Me and Karen did our first live Christmas tree. We actually bought a real Christmas tree. We decorated it in nothing but blue lights, and we had silver tinsel.
Really?
And my son, he would crawl his little self up under there, and he would just lay and look up through the tree.
Oh, they get amazed.
The wonder and amazement that I saw in him. It's so funny because I can still see that today. And when he learns something new, or when he's like wanting to help me and he learns something new.
Oh, that's
but
sweet.
yeah, that's sweet. Folks, it's been great being here with you this morning. We hope y'all have a wonderful Christmas, and we will catch y'all back here on the 27th. From me and Tracy both. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and
a
hope
happy
everyone
New
has
Year.
a
Well, we'll be back for New Year.
we'll be back before New
We'll
Year's.
say
But
that
hope
later.
everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a blessed season. Just be good to each other and
Absolutely. As we say
always
here,
say,
be good. Be good to each other. It'll always come back around to you.
We promise.
Have
Merry
a great
Christmas.
Thursday and a great Merry Christmas.
No way. I'm here to rock the holidays with Bark Mobile. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G or Moto G Pure.
OMG, Santa. Red leather is totally trending.
You sound like my elves. You can also get 2 lines with unlimited data for just $35 a month each.
Okay, slay, Santa.
Slay on.
Bark Mobile rocks the holidays. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details or visit mybarkmobile.com/terms and conditions. Offers expire January 7th, 2024.
This
This is Dakota Livesay chronicling another true story taken from the 1800s, a time known to all as the Old West. We've had stories of gangs holding up individuals, stagecoaches, trains, banks, and even two banks at the same time. However, today's story is about a gang that held up a whole town.
On Millionaire's Cove.
Don, I won $1 million playing the $10 million spectacular scratch-off. And there's someone else.
Well, I won the $10 million top prize.
I don't know what I saw on your long-lost brother.
I have a brother?
New $10 million spectacular from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Instant millions change everything. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 3.11. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
In the early 1870s, a Mexican gang headed by Tiburcio Vasquez ran rampant. There were those outlaw gangs such as the Daltons who liked to one-up other gangs by doing something outrageous like robbing two banks at one time. Tiburcio wasn't like that. He just did outrageous things because they popped into his head. For instance, on December 26, 1873, he decided to rob a whole town. The town was Kingston, California. Kingston wasn't a large town. It had a hotel, a couple of stores, blacksmith shop, and the mandatory saloons. The evening of the 26th, Tiburcio and about a dozen heavily armed men, Tiburcio himself had 4 pistols, entered the town. They tied up people they met and took their valuables. Then they took over the stores. The last place they entered was the hotel that also contained a saloon and restaurant. While they were rounding up the people in the hotel, a John Sutherland went out the back door with his rifle. He discovered some men who hadn't been tied up, and they hid across from the hotel. Gunfire opened up. With all the loot they could carry, Tiburcio and his gang escaped with the air filled with lead. The people of California were outraged with the brazenness of the Vasquez gang. An $8,000 reward was offered for Vasquez alive. Incidentally, it was $6,000 if he was dead. In May of 1874, Tiburcio Vasquez was arrested near Los Angeles, and immediately he became a celebrity with hundreds of people visiting him in jail. Just who was this Tiburcio Vasquez? Come back tomorrow and you'll find out. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
At Vive, we're kicking off Black Friday early, and we're keeping it going all the way through the holiday season with our best deal of the year. That's right, you can save more than ever before with our 105 megabits per second internet for only $19.99 a month for your first 6 months when you choose AutoPay. Plus, get free installation when you order online. So go to ViveBroadband.com today and make the holidays brighter with our best deal of the year. Offer ends January 2nd, 2024. Not available in all areas. Modems, certain installations, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to data plan. Visit ViveBroadband.com for all restrictions.
Good morning, this is Cameron coming to you from the Blue Room with your weather forecast. Today, you can expect partly cloudy conditions, a high near 60. It's mostly cloudy overnight with lows around 35. For Friday, it's partly cloudy with highs near 60. It's partly cloudy overnight with lows around 30. Saturday, you can expect mostly sunny conditions, a high near 60. It's mostly clear overnight with lows around 35. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherford 10.
Where currently it's 28 degrees under partly sunny skies. Well, you know, Christmas season, Christmas time, it's going to be Christmas Day before you know it. And you still got time to get to Patriot Arms at 118 Makers Place in Forest City. Best directions close to Highway 74, just past Old American Homes, or near the Convenience Center on Bethany Church Road. They've got a store full of great inventory. Gift certificates are available. They've got new and used merchandise. Buy, sell, trade, guns only. They have ammunition, apparel, holsters, cleaning supplies. They do gun repair, gunsmithing. Patriot Arms is an amazing gun shop and a whole lot more, and they're owned by people that live right here in Rutherford County. So go by something particular you may be looking for. Call first 828-919-2803. That's 828-919-2803. Tell them WCAB sent you. Shop local. Keep your dollars here in Rutherford County. Shop Patriot Arms. It's 10 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, and if you've got to be somewhere by 8:30, you've got about 20 minutes to get there. Oh, now it's 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is the Christmas season, but sadly, the news must go on. As Freddie Mercury and Queen said, the show must go on. Well, officers with the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office have removed more fentanyl, methamphetamine, and other drugs from the streets of Rutherford County. On Tuesday night, Zeb John Davis was arrested and being held under a $2,200,500 secured bond. The arrest was conducted by the Sheriff's Office Street Crimes Unit, assisted by investigators with the Narcotics Unit. Now, while patrolling the area of U.S. Highway 221 in the Sandy Mush area, officials witnessed a vehicle driven by Davis. They knew Davis's driver's license had been revoked and knew there was an active warrant for his arrest. During the traffic stop, a dog with the Sheriff's Office K-9 Ranger was requested, and the dog conducted a free air sniff outside the vehicle. Now, when the K-9 Ranger detected and alerted the officers of the odor of narcotics, the officers had probable cause and then searched the vehicle. Investigators discovered 2.88 pounds of methamphetamine, 47.7 grams of fentanyl, pill and powder form, 13 grams of what they call the mushrooms, 2 doses of hydrocodone, 11 doses of Xanax. In addition, they found 2 9mm handguns, numerous forms of drug paraphernalia, including scales, baggies, $9,219 in U.S. currency. Davis, 40, of Spindale, was arrested, facing numerous charges, including trafficking charges, firearm charges, driving while license revoked. He was also served with a warrant for communicating threats. Sheriff Aaron Ellenberg is pleased with the operation. He went on to say, "I'm so proud of these guys. They are all doing an awesome job." According to Ellenberg, the Sheriff's Office does not specifically target the southern portion of Rutherford County or any specific area. He said we go where we need to go to make these arrests, wherever it is, according to the sheriff. 13 minutes past 8 o'clock. Well, if you wanted to run for office, well, time's up. The candidate filing period has ended for the primaries. A candidate filing period for the 2024 primary election ended at noon on Friday, December the 15th, at the Rutherford County Elections Office, according to Director Dawn Lovelace. She said all of our data has been submitted to the State Board of Elections. We are now waiting for draft ballots to be sent back to us to be proofread. She expects to receive the ballot sometime next week after the Christmas break. She went on to say our office is staying busy. Absentee ballots will be mailed out from the office beginning on January the 19th. The primary election will be on March the 5th. Rutherford County candidates who will appear on the ballot include County Commissioners, District 2. Republican incumbent Greg Lovelace is challenged by Donnie Houck and Mark Ledford. County Commissioners, District 3. Republican David Hunt is challenged by Hunter Hayes. Also, we have some Board of Election runs going on also in the election coming up. Philip Morrow is challenged by Mike Lugo, Board of Education District 1. Republican incumbent Angel King will be challenged by Democrat Doyle Brown in November. Board of Education District 2. Republican Tracy Short faces no primary opposition. Board of Education District 3. Incumbent Republican Rick Finklin is challenged by Thomas Crawford. Rutherford County Register of Deeds incumbent Republican Rachel Thomas is running for re-election unopposed. Additional candidates who will appear on the ballot include the North Carolina House of Representatives District 111, Democrat Francis Rawlinson Weber, Republicans David Allen, Paul Scott, Paul Brentley. Also, North Carolina House of Representatives District 113, Republican Jake Johnson, and Democrat Michelle Antioch. For North Carolina governor candidates you'll be seeing on the ballots are Democrats Josh Stein, Cheryl Booker, Michael Morgan, Marcus Williams, Gary Fox. Republicans Mark Robinson, Dale Folwell, Bill Graham, Green Party, Wayne Turner, Libertarian, Shannon Bray. You can also go to the county's website at rutherfordcountync.gov to look at all of the people who are running for different offices. Now, the State Board of Elections on Friday, December the 15th, determined with a drawing and coin flip the order of candidates on the ballot for the primary and general elections in North Carolina. This is required by state law.
Now, the order was determined by a two-step process. First, a ball was selected out of a bingo machine with a letter on the ball corresponding with the first letter of the last name of the candidate to be listed first on the ballot. Second, a coin was flipped, and with the side facing up corresponding to whether the candidates will be listed in alphabetical order or reverse alphabetical order. The candidates will be listed following alphabetical order, beginning with the letter E. This applies to all 2024 primary and general election contests, except for municipal contests. Candidates for the municipal offices are listed in strict alphabetical order, beginning with A. That's according to state law. Now, because Rutherford County municipal elections are nonpartisan, there is no primary for the municipal candidates. That would be your mayors and your town council members. Their filing period will be July the 5th through July the 19th. The general election will be held on November the 5th. We'll take a look at our local obituaries right after this.
At Insurance Service Associates, we want to be your insurance agent. We try to make it easier for you. When you ask, we will shop your insurance with multiple companies. We don't charge extra fees for making a payment. You can come by our office, or with many of our companies, you can pay us over the phone. Many of our customers come through our drive-thru. We want to make it simple because life is already too complicated. Insurance Service Associates, 245 East Main Street, or you can call us at 245-5301.
Before decorating your home for Christmas this season, make a trip to Sandy's Country Christmas. It's the Christmas specialty shop with closeout prices. You'll find trees and trims, unique gift ideas to choose from, all at incredible low prices. They're on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, so discover for yourself the big Christmas secret that even Santa Claus doesn't even know about. They're open all holiday long with extended hours, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday through Saturday. But don't come on Sunday. They're always closed on Sunday. That's Sandy's Country Christmas. Visit them today on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, or call 704-471-0015. And Merry Christmas from Sandy's Country Christmas. Well, buying for some people is just totally impossible. Well, drive to 118 Makers Place in Forest City. That's where you're going to find Patriot Arms. Now, this is a perfect little store full of great deals, huge inventory, and they also have new and used merchandise. They buy, sell, and trade guns only. They have ammunition, apparel, holsters, cleaning supplies, do gun repair, gunsmithing. It's a big store with a lot of stuff in it. Locally owned, right here by people that live here in Rutherford County. Looking for something particular? You can call 828-919-2803. Tell them WCAB sent you. It's Patriot Arms, 118 Makers Place in Forest City. Our local obituaries this morning: Charles Edwards, 85, of Rutherfordton, passed away on Tuesday. Funeral services are at 11 o'clock tomorrow at the Spindale Fellowship Holiness Church. The family will receive friends from 10 until 11 prior to the service. Burial will be in the church cemetery. Crow's Mortuary in charge of the arrangements for Charles Edwards. Billy Charles Edwards passed away at the age of 85 on Tuesday. Funeral services will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at the Spindale Fellowship Holiness Church on Davini Street. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service. Burial will be at the Spindale Fellowship Holiness Church Cemetery. Military honors will be accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. Those are the local arrangements for Billy Charles Edwards. Sarah Coon Airwood, 86, of Union Mills, passed away on Tuesday, December 19th. The family will receive friends from 1 until 2 tomorrow at Matt Mahan's Funeral Home, with the funeral service beginning at Matt Mahan's at 2 o'clock. Burial will be at the Shingle Hollow Congregational Holiness Church Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to the Shingle Hollow Congregational Holiness Church at 2480 Cove Road, Rutherfordton, North Carolina, 28139. Matt Mahan's Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Sarah Genevieve Gents Coon Airwood, 86, of Union Mills. Ricky Dobbins, 70, of Shelby, passed away on Tuesday in Gastonia. Born in Rutherford County, a service from the graveside will be held at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at the Cleveland Memorial Park. The family will receive friends from 5 until 7. That will be this evening, and this will be at Paget and King. Paget and King Mortuary in charge of the arrangements for Ricky Dobbins. Frida Ann Hare, 83, passed away on Monday at Rutherford Regional. Her urn will be buried in the family plot in Florida. Memorial donations may be made to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Frida Ann Hare. John King, 76 of Ballstick, passed away on Monday, December 18th at hospice. The funeral will be private for the family only and close friends. Online condolences may be made at washburndorsey.com. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for John King. Donald Jolly, 76 of Forest City, passed away on Sunday at Rutherford Regional. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8. That will be this evening at Harrelson Funeral Home. Military honors accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Donald Jolly. Patricia Ann Cogbert, 75 of Spindale, passed away on Thursday at hospice. No services will be held at this time. However, online condolences may be made at harrelsonfuneralhome.com. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Patricia Ann Cogburn. Wesley Hamrick, 54 of Rutherfordton, passed away on Sunday. A graveside service is being held at 1 o'clock today at the Bethel Baptist Church. The Rutherford County Honor Guard will render military rites at the grave. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Wesley Hamrick. Gerald Bennett, 55 of Taylorsville, passed away on Monday. Gerald will lie in state at the Oak Ridge Baptist Church from 10 until 11. This will be on Saturday. A graveside service will be held at the Oak Ridge Baptist Church Cemetery beginning at 11:15 on Saturday. Matt Mahan's Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Gerald Bennett. Connie Burnett Whiteside, 67 of Mill Springs, passed away on Sunday. The service will be private at the Cooper's Gap Baptist Church Cemetery. Matt Mahan's Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Connie J. Burnett Whitesides, age 67 of Mill Springs. Janet Scruggs West, 74 of Boiling Springs, passed away on Sunday at her home. In honor of Janet's wishes, there will be no formal services held. However, online condolences may be made at harrelsonfuneralhome.com. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Janet Scruggs West. Nancy Ledford Green of Ellenboro passed away on Sunday. A memorial service will be held at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service, and this will be at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements for Nancy Ledford Green of Ellenboro. This has been the Morning Obituaries on WCAB, brought to you by Crow's Mortuary. It's a family tradition, caring for your family at a time of sorrow and need. Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services, owned and operated by the Crow family, has been a part of our community for over 65 years. They've been recognized for the highest level of professional service. Crow's pinpoints every service detail to ensure your family has the best service possible. Any questions, call the staff at Crow's 286-2304. They'll be happy to speak with you about pre-funeral needs as well. Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services, 118 College Avenue, Rutherford, or visit them at www.crowmortuary.com.
Good morning. I'm Pastor Lee Coyle. Welcome to Coffee for the Soul, a brief devotion designed to jumpstart your service to Christ today. Nothing gets my body and spirit going in the morning like a hot cup of coffee and a fresh challenge from God's Word. I know most of us are familiar with the various tellings of the origin of Christ's birth. Please listen with fresh ears as I share Matthew's account through the Message Bible. This is Matthew 1:18 through 25. The birth of Jesus took place like this. His mother, Mary, was engaged to be married to Joseph. Before they enjoyed their wedding night, Joseph discovered she was pregnant. It was by the Holy Spirit, but he did not know that. Joseph, chagrined but noble, determined to take care of things quietly so Mary would not be disgraced. While he was trying to figure a way out, he had a dream. God's angel spoke in the dream, Joseph, son of David, don't hesitate to get married. Mary's pregnancy is spirit conceived. God's Holy Spirit has made her pregnant. She will bring a son to birth, and when she does, you, Joseph, will name him Jesus. God saves, because he will save his people from their sins. This would bring the prophet's embryonic revelation to full term. Watch for this. A virgin will get pregnant and bear a son. They will name him Emmanuel, which is Hebrew for God with us. Then Joseph woke up. He did exactly what God's angel commanded in the dream. He married Mary, but he did not consummate the marriage until she had the baby. He named the baby Jesus. Joseph is often left out of our musings about the Christmas story. What faith and devotion he demonstrated. He was devoted to Mary, and he obviously loved and trusted God. His trusting and loving obedience gave him the opportunity to be Jesus' stepdad. Have you ever thought about that? Jesus knows what it's like to live in the home of a step-parent. So remember, if you have a step-parent, you have something significant in common with Jesus. If you are a step-parent, may you be one that honors God like Joseph. Now, that's Coffee for the Soul.
Really happy with our guys. You know, these couple weeks are really the toughest weeks that you're going to play games. You're in exams. You know, you're like, even, for example, St. Louis I think this is their last game before they go home for Christmas break. So you got a lot of different things on your mind. The schedule's not the same.
In the NBA, the Indiana Pacers beating the Charlotte Hornets 144-113. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle very pleased after the game.
We did a much better job tonight as a group, with focus, with toughness, with friction.
NHL last night, Washington over the Islanders 3-2. Winnipeg beat Detroit 5-2. Seattle beating Los Angeles 2-1. You're listening to NCN Sports.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, Blue Cross North Carolina is proud of the relationships we've built with you. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. We're here for you, all of you.
For more than 35 years, the North Carolina Rural Center has been working to secure a more vibrant future for our state's rural people and places. The latest research breaks down the major forces driving change, such as restricted access to quality health care and insufficient health insurance coverage. Our rural communities face challenges often, contributing to poor health outcomes. The Rural Center continues to advocate for progress on these and other important rural issues. Learn more at ncruralcenter.org. NC Rural Center, building vibrant rural communities.
National Signing Day in college football. Miami leading the ACC in those rankings. North Carolina State both had classes in the top 30. Some welcome news for hockey fans as we hear from Ben Thomas.
Diamond Sports has been in Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings since filing for protection in March. But it's reached an agreement with the NHL to keep local broadcasts for 11 teams on Bally Sports through the end of the season. At that point, local rights for those franchises will revert back to the NHL. The agreement provides stability for fans, networks, and teams after Major League Baseball had to take over the broadcasts of the San Diego Padres and Arizona Diamondbacks last season. I'm Ben Thomas.
NFL coming up tonight. The New Orleans Saints in L.A. to take on the Rams. Tony Rixby, NCN Sports.
At Carolina West Wireless, the gifts are on us this holiday season. Save thousands on bundling iPhones, iPads, and watches with new lines of service. Need to upgrade? Save big there, too. To celebrate the gifts we are most grateful for, our customers, we are having a holiday customer appreciation event at our retail store locations. Join us December 7th through 9th and get the best savings of the year and register to win great prizes. Celebrate the holidays with us as we celebrate you. Carolina West Wireless.
Robbins Painting Carpet is a friend of. Coming up on 29 minutes. Let me get that microphone up a little bit. I'm bending over, I'm trying to get to it. 29 minutes past 8 o'clock. Oh, right now we're up to 30 degrees. And in the Blue Room this morning, we've got some ladies from the Department of Social Services. We've got Felicia Hodges. She's hiding in the corner. And we've got Angela here this morning with us. And we're going to be talking about foster care in Rutherford County. Angela, your last name is?
It's Black.
Angela Black's here this morning. And we're going to talk about foster care in Rutherford County, period. Foster care is something that a person really has to sit down and think about doing, I would think, correct?
That is correct.
Now, in Rutherford County, I imagine we've got quite a few children in foster care. Tell us about the foster care program, period.
Okay, so for anyone who is interested in becoming a foster parent in Rutherford County, we followed the standards set forth by the state of North Carolina. And to start that process, we require any interested individuals to go through a training process. It is a 30-hour pre-service curriculum, and during that training process, the family is really encouraged to communicate as a family and explore what they feel like they can do as a family. This curriculum not only teaches them how to deal with children who have experienced trauma, but also helps them to come to making that decision ultimately of what they feel like they can do to support the foster care community. Once they complete that training, there are a series of interviews and home visits that we do with families. Of course, we do have everyone in the household, they have to receive medical clearance from their doctor just to make sure that taking on this endeavor is not going to create any health issues. We have to inspect the house to make sure that it is up to building code, so a fire inspector would come in and check the house. And in addition to that, there is a good bit of paperwork. That's probably the downside to the process, but in that whole period of time that we're working with the family, we really get to know the family. We learn what their strengths are, and we help them identify where they can be most useful in helping children.
Is there a cost to going through all the training and having your house checked out to be a foster parent?
So there are a couple of curriculums that we use for training. When COVID had come about, we stopped using the classroom training. That training was called TIPS MAP. I do anticipate that sometime in the future we will go back to that curriculum and offer that from time to time. That training is totally free. It's just a family making a commitment to show up for 10 consecutive weeks. We would hold those classes on a weeknight evening, usually from like 6 to 9 p.m., and they would just have to make that commitment to be there and to do the work associated with that curriculum. When COVID hit, we shifted to a workbook curriculum that's called TIPS Deciding Together, and that curriculum is the exact same information that is used in the classroom training. The only difference is it is a curriculum that an individual or family can work on at their own pace. So with that, there is an upfront cost. They would have to purchase the workbook set, which is $99. But if a family wants to go through that training and they are willing to foster children in Rutherford County, then we do have them sign an agreement that once they are successfully licensed, we can actually reimburse the cost of those books.
Okay. What about the house being checked out? Did they have to pay the house?
So that kind of depends on where the family lives. If they live in more rural areas, they're not located within a township such as Forest City, Rutherfordton, then they would have to go through the county building inspections office, and they do have a charge of $50 to complete that. Typically, if they're within the town limits of Rutherfordton, Forest City, or one of the other towns, Ellenboro, Lake Lure, Spindale, then they would go through their local fire department, and usually those are conducted free of charge.
I know everybody loves the babies and loves the smaller kids. Do you feel like it's difficult to place an older child?
It is. Honestly, once a child gets school age, so 6, 7 years old, we do find increased difficulty in finding homes that are willing to take those children, especially if we're talking about sibling groups. So a lot of times we do have those challenges of being able to find a home that can take the sibling groups together. So then we have to resort to the next best option, which is trying to find 2 homes within a reasonable proximity that can work together to keep those connections. But again, that's still not really ideal.
I know a situation is being remedied, or is in the process of being remedied. Tell me about the children having to sleep, and what you were telling me right before we went on the air about the children we're having to sleep in the offices?
Okay, so over the past couple of years, we have had multiple situations where we have been unable to immediately find placements for children who enter the foster care system or children who have maybe disrupted a placement. And so that would result in children having to either be housed in local motels with DSS staff rotating shifts to provide the care for those children, or there have been times when essentially there would be no hotel rooms available, or either a hotel would get tired of dealing with behaviors of certain children, and we would end up at the DSS office, and we would end up converting a vacant office into essentially like a dorm room for the foster child. And we again would have volunteers who would contract with our agency or agency employees on top of their normal full-time jobs who would come in and work shifts to provide round-the-clock care for those children. Definitely not an ideal situation for one. It's an office building. We also don't have like showering facilities. We don't have laundry facilities at DSS. So that presented another challenge where we were having to figure out how to let children bathe, kind of, do those basic hygiene things, wash clothes. So we actually were fortunate over the summer. I had reconnected with a family who had gone through our foster parenting classes a few years ago, and they had reached out to me about a child who was in the foster care system. And as we were talking, they were sharing with me about a nonprofit agency that they had started a while back. And along with that, they had a house, and they called it the Mission House. Their original intent had been to use this house for missionaries or other people that would come into the area and needed a place to stay, but they had found that it had not been being utilized frequently. So they extended the offer to DSS to utilize their home when we run into those situations where we didn't have a place for a child to go. And so although that's still not the best, situation, it was a lot better than children sleeping at DSS, because then we would have a house with comfortable furniture, a bed, showers, kitchen, so that a child could at least feel like they were in more of a home-like atmosphere. But still, we were relying on staff members and other contractors to come in and provide that round-the-clock care, which is not really family centered to, have different people in and out of their lives.
I know in past years, and we hear that Felicia's still with us.
I'm still here.
Just didn't want you falling asleep. Over the years, and I know we hear a lot of musicians, a lot of actors and actresses talking about their lives going through foster care, foster house, rotating door in and out of different homes. Do we see that happening still to this day?
We do at times, especially with the children that have behaviors. And I will tell you that when I started working in this specific area of DSS almost 10 years ago, I went through a training that really changed how I did my job as a social worker, when it went through what was called a cycle of need. And it really broke it down that when you see behaviors in these children in the foster care system, that we need to look beyond the behavior itself and really recognize that a behavior is a symptom of an unmet need. So when I was able to view that, it really allowed me to have a little more compassion for the children in those situations. And we really try to train our foster parents to think that same way, because any child that has entered foster care has experienced trauma. It's a given. So you're going to see behaviors. And so we really try to equip these families through our visits with them and through the training to be able to address this trauma instead of just saying they've got to leave.
What about children that are special needs children? Is it hard to place them?
That is also a challenge because we don't really have agencies that focus on that. I know when I started my work as a social worker a little over 20 years ago, I remember dealing with some agencies that would deal with like medically fragile or developmentally disabled children. You really don't hear about those agencies as much now being in existence to offer those. So a lot of times it is difficult to find people, especially if you're talking about a child that has special medical equipment. I know we have several children right now that have like feeding tubes, stuff like that, and then children that are maybe autistic or have more specialized, mental health conditions. So a lot of times that is a challenge, and those kids are the ones a lot of times that end up quite some distance away from Rutherford County, which is also difficult because it's harder for our social workers to connect with those kids, to really even work with families if we're still working on that child being reunited with their family.
I know that the job that you have, you're like a police officer or any other person that works with families or walks into situations that I know you walk into. You've got to put this wall up. But do you still find yourself bonding with these kids?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And I will tell you, even though I've been doing this a long time, I feel like I remember the vast majority of these kids that I've dealt with, and some of them, it's kind of crazy. I've actually seen them grow up. I dealt with them when they were young children, and now they are in their 20s, and some of them even in their 30s, to really see kind of how they have evolved over time.
Many of them go pretty well, I'm sure.
There are some, and there's some that actually surprise you. I know that I have dealt with I remember it was one of my first cases when I started with Rutherford County DSS. It was a teenage girl. And talk about behaviors. I mean, we were dealing with behaviors, placements disrupting. So I spent a lot of time with this young lady, and a lot of times I wouldn't have categorized that as real enjoyable at times because we were addressing behaviors, doing the things that you really don't want to have to do. And now this young lady is in her 30s and has really, I mean, it's been a long road, but she has really done well for herself. And so I have been able to communicate with her on occasion since she has been an adult. And it's kind of neat to kind of go back and have those conversations, and for her to be able to, really point out the difference that a social worker made in her life. So it's very important for both social workers and for foster parents to know that they're not looking for you to be perfect. They're just looking for you to show up. So I know this young lady had mentioned to me that, no matter what I did, you were always there. So we are looking for people that are willing to make that commitment and just be there. You don't have to be perfect. The state of North Carolina had a campaign a while back that said you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. So we just need people that are willing to show up, to express that unconditional support for that child, and just make that commitment to stick with that child through the thick and thin.
What age does a child age out of being in the foster care program?
So at age 18, a child in the foster care system has a decision to make. They can either leave foster care of their own accord, or if they wish to stay in what's called extended foster care, they can actually sign an agreement, which is voluntary, of course, and they could remain in foster care up to age 21.
Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
daycare service for an aging parent or loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Sis Ford, located on Oak Street in Forest City, is now Legendary Ford. Still locally owned and still offering the same local hometown service as always. The new family at Legendary Ford is working hard to prove to you that they want your business. So stop by today and see the large selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks on the lot, and let the guys at Legendary Ford help you choose the perfect vehicle that best fits you and your family. Visit them at 565 Oak Street in Forest City or visit the website at www.legendaryford.com or call them at 245-1626.
This is Gilbert with a reminder. Tax returns are due. If you haven't filed your tax returns yet, give me a call at 828-289-9300. And we're announcing our grand opening of our newest location at 704 Oak Street in Forest City. We now have 3 locations to better serve you: Tryon, Rutherfordton, and our newest location at Forest City. Give me a call at 828-289-9300.
We're back, and we're talking about foster care, people stepping up and being a foster parent, and making that decision to be a foster parent. That's almost probably the most important decision that you can make. Do you see a lot of empty nesters, people that their children have moved on, having their own lives?
We do at times, probably not as much as we would like to, because I see that as a segment of the population that we could truly benefit from in foster care, because if they've already had children that they have raised to adulthood, I see that as a plus, because they're not coming into this process completely fresh. That they do, they may not have a lot of knowledge about trauma, but they at least know the basics of parenting in and of itself. But that really is an age or demographic that we really would like to tap into more so.
How old do you have to be, or is there an age limit on being a foster parent?
So there is a minimum age limit of 21 years old, but there is not a maximum age limit. So even when you get into like senior adults, people that are retired, I still see that as a population that could be helpful in foster care, because we would really more so focus on how are they able to function. Because I mean, we all know, like, you know, there are cases with people that are retired that they still get around very well, they are in good health overall, are still able to come and go and basically do whatever they want to do. So if they are interested in helping, I definitely would not want them to shy away from it because they feel like they're too old.
What about a single person? Could a single person be a foster parent?
They can. We would also look at that. We would look at their situation. Do they have the financial means to take care of their current financial obligations in addition to taking on an additional child? And if so, and if they have the support among their family and their friends that this would not be overly taxing to them, then they can absolutely become a foster parent.
When everything has come to a close, and you've basically come to the point where this child cannot go back to their parent, can that foster parent that has that child, can they adopt that child? They
can. Throughout the process of fostering, we always are working 2 different tracks. We call that concurrent planning. So initially we're putting the bulk of our efforts in trying to reunite that child with their family. But we kind of put on the back burner that, you know, sometimes that doesn't happen. So at the same time, we are making some other efforts to explore other options in the event that that child's not able to return home. So initially that may be exploring a child's distant relatives, really sitting down and doing a family tree with that child or their parents to see that, you know, hey, if you're not able to regain custody of your child, are there any family members who would be in a position to step up and help? So we do explore that, and if we hit dead ends on that and we're not able to come up with any options there, then absolutely, if it turns out that a child's not able to go home, then that foster family is going to be the first place that we go to say, hey, this child's not going to be going home. Would you consider adoption?
Angela, you've done all the talking. Let's get over to Felicia. Felicia, what have you got to tell us about foster care?
I would like to share ways that you can support the foster care system in Rutherford County. We always say that beautiful things happen when good people step up to be a part of the solution. Some of the ways that you can be a part of the solution is you can choose to foster, you can choose to adopt, you can choose to mentor, advocate, or educate. If you're wanting to foster, we ask that you contact either myself, Felicia Hodges, or Angela Black. Our numbers are, my number is 828-287-6258. Angela's number is 828-287-6295. If you'd like to volunteer with the Mosaic Hope, it's a local nonprofit organization developing for the sole purpose of supporting the local foster care system. Feel more than welcome to contact Emily Wood. Her number is 828-429-3202. We even have it where you can adopt, you know, like older children or whatever the case may be in the foster care system. And you can contact our supervisor. Her name is Yvonne Bacchus, and her number is 828-287-6297, and she can provide you with more information on the older youth needing adoptive families. If you like to mentor, there's many ways you can do that. You can use your talents and abilities to encourage and teach youth important life skills needed for success in the real world. You can consider becoming an adult supporter through the Links or Say So program. We have an individual that is over that. Her name is Melinda Medina, and you can contact her for more information. We even have where you can partnership with the Armstrong House, and the contact person for that is Jana Atkins, and her number is 828-755-8826. And then if you'd like to advocate, you know, you can consider becoming a volunteer through the Guardianship Ad Litem program to help advocate for children in foster care. You can contact Amber Cox at 828-288-6197. And last but not least, you can educate. Tell others about the ongoing needs of the foster care system, and even get with your local churches and civic organizations to become a part involved.
Okay, and so just to add to what Felicia has said, I did want to tell you a little bit more about an exciting project that's going on in Rutherford County. It's called the Armstrong House. It is actually a nonprofit organization started by Jana Adkins. Jana was a former DSS employee, and really during her time working at DSS developed a heart for the older youth who are in foster care, and really come to recognize how important it is that those young people have supports once they enter adulthood, because if they leave and they're not going home to family, it's like, who do we turn to? You know, I know I can say that, you know, if you ask me who my supports are, I'm going to rattle off, you know, a lot of family members that I have and friends that I could turn to if I had needs. A lot of times that's not the case for these older youth who age out of the foster care system. So it is really critical that we equip them with the skills that they need to be successful in adulthood, so that they're not continuing the cycles that led to them being in the foster care system. So with the Armstrong House, this is a project where people would come in a sense, there would be an opportunity for a handful of youth between the ages of 18 to 21 to actually reside in that house. But on top of that, it would be a safe place for these kids just to come and hang out and learn some of those real world life skills. So absolutely, if you feel like you have a talent, whether it be sewing, cooking, working on cars, construction, just basic skills that you feel like are important for youth to have entering adulthood, then that may be a place where you could be of use, of actually spending time mentoring a young adult and helping teach them those things so that when they get out in the real world on their own, they don't feel like they're lost.
A person opens their home to take in a child. Is there anything, services that they can apply to help in raising that child, like Medicaid, food stamps?
So children in the foster care system would receive the health care through Medicaid, and sometimes depending on the situation, sometimes children would have other forms of insurance that may be ordered that the biological parents provide. In addition to that, a family, could apply for additional assistance such as food stamps. That, of course, would be based on their income. In addition to that, people who become licensed as foster parents do receive a small monthly stipend. I do say small because it's not a lot, and it would not equate to being a job because, let's be real, when you foster, it's 24/7. So we are looking at those stipends are based on the age of the child and begin around $700 a month to close to $900 a month. So while you're not gonna profit from it financially, it helps. It kind of makes a dent in some of those things when it's time for a child to get new clothes, new shoes, if a child wants to do extracurricular activities, because we do encourage that. These are kids that want to be normal kids, so we do support that. In addition to that, we do have some additional agencies. I know Felicia mentioned Mosaic Hope. They actually have a foster care closet, so if we have children enter the foster care system that come with very little, then we can reach out to those folks at Mosaic Hope and they can get us clothes for the child. Sometimes they can get us hygiene products. If we're talking about a little child, they can help with baby food formula, diapers, you name it. So there are resources out there that can kind of help defray those costs associated with fostering.
If somebody doesn't have the time
and all the big deadlines, let us help you jumpstart your future.
Is there some way that they can help monetary donate to or toys or whatever to?
If they would like to donate, give like a monetary donation, that would probably be the preferred because we are limited in space as far as like with items. I know we do accept some donations of toys around Christmas, and we have been blessed to have some donors in the community that have helped with that. But if someone is interested in making a monetary donation, they can always reach out to our program administrative assistant. Her name is Sarah Miller, and I apologize, I don't have her direct number, but you can always call the main number at DSS, which is 828-287-6165. Ask for Sarah Miller, and she can work with you.
Got about a minute and a half. We'll let you wrap it up.
Okay. Hopefully you have found what we've had to share to be very informative. Hopefully we have maybe pulled on the heartstrings a little bit and encouraged you to get involved with the local foster care system here in Rutherford County. I like to say that everyone can do something, so don't count yourself out. You may not be able to foster or adopt, but you may be able to mentor. You may be a great advocate, or an advocate, sorry, for the children and be able to advocate for their needs. And last but not least, we can all talk. We can all be a part of educating the community. So just tell others what you've heard today. on this segment, tell your friends about it. If you know somebody that you feel like would be good at becoming a foster parent, encourage them to do so.
Travis
If you just
Kelce
feel
and the
like you
rest
just
of his
need to do
teammates are
something,
teasing
pick a
Kansas
foster
City's
parent would be
Christmas
it.
Day games on Nickelodeon
Angela,
in a cartoon
Black,
post
Felicia
on
Hodges, thank you for
Instagram.
coming in this
The Chiefs
morning.
tight end sits
And we look forward
cross-legged
to
on
having
the
more
floor in his
information from
number
the Department of
87
Social
jersey,
Services, what's going on
paying
over there.
tribute to his
as
one and
we
only Taylor
promote the
Swift
programs
by
that
stringing
you guys
together
have got going on.
beads for
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Before the couple's romance blossomed, Kelce announced on his podcast with brother Jason he planned to give Swift his phone number on one of those bracelets. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
At Insurance Service Associates, we want to be your insurance agent. We try to make it easier for you. When you ask, we will shop your insurance with multiple companies. We don't charge extra fees for making a payment. You can come by our office, or with many of our companies, you can pay us over the phone. Many of our customers come through our drive-thru. We want to make it simple because life is already too complicated. Insurance Service Associates, 245 East Main Street, or you can call us at 245-5301.
Before decorating your home for Christmas this season, make a trip to Sandy's Country Christmas. It's the Christmas specialty shop with closeout prices. You'll find trees and trims, unique gift ideas to choose from, all at incredible low prices. They're on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, so discover for yourself the big Christmas secret that even Santa Claus doesn't even know about. They're open all holiday long with extended hours, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday through Saturday. But don't come on Sunday. They're always closed on Sunday. That's Sandy's Country Christmas. Visit them today on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, or call 704-471-0015. And Merry Christmas from Sandy's Country Christmas.
Good morning. This is Cameron coming to you from the Blue Room with your weather forecast. Today, you can expect partly cloudy conditions, a high near 60. It's mostly cloudy overnight with lows around 35. For Friday, it's partly cloudy with highs near 60. It's partly cloudy overnight with lows around 30. Saturday, you can expect mostly sunny conditions, a high near 60. It's mostly clear overnight with lows around 35. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherford.
Robbins Paint and Carpet is a friend of folks who do their own jobs around the house and friends of the professional. And they're the home of Benjamin Moore premium quality paint. Benjamin Moore goes on easy the first time, every time, so save yourself some time. And Robbins also provides expert help and advice to make every project a success. Call on the team at Robbins Paint and Carpet and Floor Covering today, 245-8801. That's 245-8801. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 206 Commercial Drive in Forest City. There's a new business in Rutherford County called Southside Pizza, owned and operated by none other than the owner of Gregor's Original. So you know it's got to be delicious. They're located right across from Florence Baptist Church at 235 South Powell Street in Forest City, offering wings, pizza by the slice, a salad bar, grinders, pasta dishes, or specialty pizzas. Dine in or call in your orders, 828-305-7867. That's Southside Pizza on Powell Street in Forest City. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 until 8, Friday and Saturdays, 11 till 9, closed Sunday and Monday.
Good morning. This is Cameron coming to you from the Blue Room with your weather forecast. Today, you can expect partly cloudy conditions, a high near 60. It's mostly cloudy overnight with lows around 35. For Friday, it's partly cloudy with highs near 60. It's partly cloudy overnight with lows around 30. Saturday, you can expect mostly sunny conditions, a high near 60. It's mostly clear overnight with lows around 35. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherford.
It's time to pack our bags and hit the highway and head on back for Christmas holidays. I would fall apart when I pulled in the driveway. It's my first time home since brother passed away. His favorite time of year was always days gone by. Oh, how I wish that he was still here with us. My memories of him will never die. When the stockings are hung, silent night has been sung, and Christmas is finally here. It won't be the same this year. Losing my big brother hurt so badly. It's helped me learn what Christmas really means. There's nothing more important than your family. We're all the children of the King of Kings. When the stockings are hung, silent night has been sung, Christmas is finally here. It won't be the same this year. When the stockings are hung, silent night has been sung, Christmas is finally here. It won't be the same this year.
Didn't have to be so nice. I would have liked you anyway. If you had just looked once or twice and gone upon your quiet way. Today said the time was right for me to follow you. I knew I'd find you in a day and it's true. You came upon a quiet day. You simply seemed to take your train. I knew that it would be that way. The minute that I saw your face. When we've had a few more days, I wonder if I'll get to say, didn't have to be so nice.